You know, I mean, if that's what you believe in, then no one should try to turn you against it. But I've never seen a person who's on the keto diet really have gained a lot of muscle because you're putting in too many fats to compensate for the amount of calories you're not getting from the meat.
So none of your top clients have ever done it to get to the top?
No. You know, you have people who's at the top that try it, you know, and then they don't succeed as far because why? They're not getting enough nutrients.
Do you find that your clients need carbs to perform and to get a pump so that they don't get flat?
The thing with it is, you in order to get full, you need what? Carbohydrates to get that full round look that you need. And when you start going just fats, and you can do a combination of keto and carbs, then you get a better pump.
Charles, do you have your favorite restaurant?
I don't have one. I really don't.
I tell you what it is. It's that corner right there. Yeah,
that's
right
called.
there.
That's called my spot.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you start eating for fuel as opposed to eating for enjoyment, that's where it's different. You know, your body needs fuel. It's just like you don't care about restaurants because it's not about this whole fine dining experience. I mean, if you're on vacation, it's a different story. You know what I mean? You're in a nice island. You want to go to a nice restaurant, something. You know, whatever. You're on vacation.
You know, I never change my meal. I mean, I eat the same no matter where I go.
Me too.
If I go out to a nice place, I still, hey, look, I want it plain. I don't want this. I don't want that. I want just like this.
Yeah.
So that way, don't put all the sauces. I don't need all that.
It's amazing how
My
many
food's
places
plain.
you go to and they're like, oh, it's pre-seasoned or it's been prepared. And you
Cardio.
My preferred method is when you're utilizing the whole body. So I like doing the treadmill, the incline, so I can get my whole body into the movement. You're using your arms, you're using your hips, everything just swaying with movement. Where you do most of the time you see people doing what? Propping their body against the machine, relaxing, not doing it right. But if you do the cardio right, and you're making the body move, you burn more calories.
Do you prefer it fasted or post-workout?
I like it post-workout, reason being, because if you train hard and quick like you should do, without long breaks in between, you take up all the glycogen that's in the body anyway. So now you get to burn fat faster.
Do you have like a prescribed heart rate that you generally like to give to a client?
I can't because everybody's individual. You get what suits that client per se.
Is it possible for someone to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time?
It's not impossible, but it's hard. Simply because if you're trying to lose the weight, you're not trying to put on the muscle. You're not going to be able to put the muscle on. If you want muscle on your body, you got to gain some kind of fat with it. You know, you're not going to just start putting on muscle. No, you got to put on fat, got to work with that for a while, and then next thing you know, your body starts producing a lot more muscle.
I noticed back when you were competing, you're one of the few guys that would not get sloppy in your off season. You're one of the first proponents that you should never really get above 10%. Do you try to stay lean year round with your people? Well,
I tried. Well, you understand, back when I was competing, I had a full-time job. I couldn't afford to get fat and sloppy because I had to work, you know? But I did get heavy at one point, and it almost killed me. I tried to walk the stairs just to see what it felt like. And it proved to me that I had to get my weight back down. So I didn't try too long.
How long do you typically have clients rest between sets?
It just depends on the individual.
You cut them a little more slack on leg day?
Yeah, they're breathing hard.
Vegans can make a lot of progress in bodybuilding. There seems to be a craze in avoiding meat. Some recent movies coming out talking about how vegan is the way to go.
How many people have been paid to say that? You know? Oh, they have a part of the action. Think about this. They always say, oh, this guy's a vegan, that guy's a vegan, he's a pro. Yeah, but he wasn't always a vegan. Name me one of the guys in the States that started out being a vegan and they trained and became a pro. None. They all became a pro when they was eating meat and stuff. Now they're vegans. But how do they place? Mid-range, lower tier, never the upper range. One of the biggest things most people don't do is they never go get blood work done. You want to get your blood work done. Why? Because it lays out what all you need to do, what you need to take in.
An hour, ideally?
I think it should be right about an hour and that's it. Because once you start going over there, that threshold right there, now what happens? You start burning up muscle again because why? You're hungry again. You got to feed the body.
How do you like to break up the? Do you go 50% protein, 30 carbs, 20 fat, or do you have a universal?
It just depends on the person, what they like. What's your blood type? If you know, my blood type's I'm a meat eater, so I eat a lot of protein. I eat a lot of meat. I used to eat a lot of meat, which is bad in a sense, because why? You never know what your body's gonna happen. Well, you never know what's gonna happen to your body when you're eating too much protein. You know, if you don't go get physicals all the time and get checked, you don't know what you're doing to your inside. You can't see the inside. You only see the shell on the out.
So, Mr. Charles, you mentioned that before, but how did blood work really help with the person determine of the
it just shows you what your body can digest.
You're a believer in the book Eat Right for Your Type?
Eat Right for Your Blood Type, yeah.
I think O's are supposed to have more beef, A's are white meat.
Right.
Yeah. Book that talks about how acidic your belly is and how congruent you are to certain types of protein. That concludes our questions of the week. Continue to submit them. If you got any good questions, we'll shoot them by Charles and see you guys at home.
So don't forget to check out what?
Don't forget to check out Godfather of Bodybuilding.